and probably not the last.
Recording is on.
Okay. So what I would like to do today is run through, and not run through, but go through some of the key reimagined exercises with some of the like SCO and uh, some of the abdominal work, and then do some of the Aikido techniques, going over the fifth Q exam. We're not going to go to the fourth Q. I don't think we'll have enough time for that, but we'll go through it fairly quickly, and hopefully we'll get through most of it without too much delay. Okay, so someone's still unmuted. I don't think it is I. That looks like Frank.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Okay. Okay, so let's start simply. Let's start with Nikyo. And it's your choice to be either in a Hami position or straight on. I'm going to work straight on right now, just for ease of presentation. So let's work Nikyo. And I'll count. I think that it's a good idea right now, but if you want to work at your own pace, you're welcome to do that. But I'm just going to go counting, and we'll do 2 sets of 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just notice that the knees are bent slightly, okay? And a slight bowing of the back as well, okay? So, Kodagaish, again, face on. And this one too, you can also bow and have your knees bent slightly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Sankhyo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. And in this one, instead of bowing, we're actually unbowing on this movement. Going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we'll do Ikkyo in just a moment. Let's do Funakoki Undo. And let's work on what we were working on last time, and then maybe the time before too, which is, I don't care so much about the arms, but we want to do reverse breathing here. So exhale, and then inhale in, the same time bowing. So bow and unbow. And on the inhale, unbow, exhale, bow. Okay, here we go. I will face this way so it's easier to see. 1, 2. I can't do it at the same time and count, so you have to do it. 3, 4, 5. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do Ikkyo, just normal Ikkyo, but instead of a reminder, coming up like so, both palms facing the same direction rather than this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And before we go to the other side, or actually before we start the other side, you could still use the same breathing, which is as you're going up, you're exhaling, right? And then as you come down, you can inhale. And actually for this one, your bowing is going to be just the opposite of what it was for the rowing exercise. So here, you'll exhale, and now coming back down, inhale, reverse breathing, abdomen in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now stepping back, hands inside out. The car hasn't come by yet. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1. Don't forget the abdomen is moving here. Center. 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. And let's throw in Ikkyo from here, the Ikkyo throw. So 1, 2, 3, elbow leads, 4. Is that 4 and a 3? Okay, let's do 4. 5. Okay, right side. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And we did just one set. Oh no, that was the second one of the. So that was the second one. So, oh, okay. Now outside in. So from here, it's going to be outside in. That's 1. So let's start from 1. 1. 2. 3. 4. That was the car. 5. Don't forget to let your center be moving. Right side. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Let's go in the second set of 5. Let's do Shihonage from here. So around, down, cut, in, boom. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay, other side. 1. 2. 3. 4. 'Kay. Good. Okay. Tenkan turning. And here, what we can do, as Sam suggested last time, we make the turn, and then we do turn back. Okay. So let's do 5 on each side. Well, yeah. So it'll be 10. Here we go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, so let's do another set of 10. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Takubi Kosatori. So I'm going to turn to the side. Again, knees are going to slightly bend, and it's going to be bowing from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's do something a little bit different tonight. Just let's do this. Let's just hold that position for maybe like a minute. So once you come up here, just hold that. And then check in to see what areas may feel as if you're using muscle. I'm not going to call it being tense. So first suspect is shoulders. Drop the shoulders. So the feeling should be as if you have full unity. Everything is extended outward, upward, downward, backward, forward. And while you're in this position, you don't want to be aiming for just stillness, but rather motion and stillness. So you can actually do some of our winding or moving techniques from your mind, and then just work on that internally, using your center while you're there. Check your neck, extending upwards. You don't want your jaw to be out. Slight downward gaze. Okay. Okay. Sayundo, or let's just call it Sayundo. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And turning, yeah, let's do Urifuriundo. So the sword movements. And this one, instead of just doing what we did at the beginning, which was coming up and then dropping, let's go up and then turn the hands and then back down. So 1, switch, 2, down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay. And the other ones we don't need to be working on. Okay. Let's now do some of the fifth cue techniques, which we sort of touched upon actually just a moment ago with the Shio-nage, but that was in the fourth cue test. So let's do Katate Kosatori, Kokinage, Yurimi Tsukubi Tsukubi Tomi rather. Tsukubi Komi. Toby Komi, what am I saying? Toby Komi. Okay, here we go. So the attack is here, and using your center to turn, enter, straight through, because you have uke off to the side now. You're taking still up the center position and not walk around, but stepping right in through center. 1. And I think that this you could work on by yourselves, right now. I don't have to, count it through unless someone wants me to do it. But so here, now this side, again. If you want me to count you through it, put your hands up. If you don't want me to, down.
Warren, this is the one I was doing back and forth on, not the Tenkan.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you're right. You're right.
There's a few of them you can go back and forth. I mean, you can go back and forth. It's the outside in, inside out. I mean,
right. But the only word of caution that I have is that this should be done slowly. Don't rush through it at all. So again, I'm just going to, at the risk of maybe for Joe's benefit, for this technique, we want to come in here. So you got this happening, this, now you get right at the neck, and I'm going to turn around here. You now have uke here and throw using this motion. Okay, so work on it by yourselves.
I find the elbow forward and hand back is very helpful for balance.
Yep.
Like those two things together, it gives me a good sense of balance.
Good.
It's a good cue as to whether I'm doing it right or not, if I'm in balance.
Good.
Sorry, it's pouring outside. I had to relocate inside.
Yeah. Okay. What happened to Mike? Mike is not, you're not MIA. Okay.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Yes, sorry, I had to step away
It's okay. It's okay. I was worried.
every now and then. Well, sometimes you never know. I could fall down. I could be like down here and you couldn't see me.
That's what I thought.
But I'm on mute, so you wouldn't hear me either.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to Kodagaish. So from here, same thing. Here. And as you visualize this, just to confirm, you don't want to be visualizing this hand pushing this hand over, but rather your center making the movement this way, coming from here. This is just guiding, okay? So you don't want to be coming in here, and then the feeling of you got to crank this hand over to effectuate the throw, but rather in here. Okay, let's move on. It's Katata Tori, Kokunage, Rimi, Takubi Tori. And I think that what we will do, there are 3 of these Kokunages in the 5th Q test, and then there are 2 more in the 4th Q test. So might as well just do all of the Kokunages in the 4th Q test as well. So the Katata Kosatori is exactly the same for 5th and 4th. It's Katata Tori, which adds 2 more for the Kokunages. So let's do those. So it's Kokunage Irimi Takubi Tori. So from here, grabbing. When I say grabbing, that's really a misnomer. You don't want to be grabbing. So placing your hand on the wrist and holding, what's the right word? I don't even know what the right word is, but
You want to kind of be there when it's freed up.
right.
I mean,
Right.
Maybe that's what you're.
Yeah, and you don't want to be grabbing, with all this, the feeling of grabbing like that. It's more holding, gently grasping maybe, or just the feeling that you can guide softly the hand as it's moving, just very similar to what we've been doing with everything else. So it's what's the right word?
You're sort of guiding, leading,
How about making contact?
make contact, right?
Yeah.
But not with your index and middle fingers so much, more with the pinky and ring fingers that kind of like guide it like you would with a sword.
Yeah, I would say not so much as the sword, just gently visualize a guiding. So making contact and then here gently holding it gently. Okay. So you're not firmly grasping here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what we're doing is Arimi Kubitori. Okay. So stepping in, turn, and throw. It's actually a very easy exercise to work on by yourself. Much the way we were doing with Kodagaish and and Nikyo and Sankyo. Here, this hand can be a substitute for Uke's arm because we're working solo right now. So from in here, the feeling of you're using your center to turn, effectuate the turn, holding softly. This feeling. Okay. And that feeling of softness is still the same as you're doing the technique. As you're now holding Uke's wrist, you're still maintaining that softness, that flexibility, pliability, and movement.
So just for clarity, the
Sure.
hand you're grabbing, which hand is doing the throw? This hand or the one you just grabbed?
The one that is grabbing.
Does the throwing?
We're grabbing. We're using that loosely right now. But so the feeling is this hand that I'm pointing to, this arm, is
That's
my
okay.
substitute for Uke.
Okay.
So I'm coming in, grabbing. Okay. At the same time, it's really, this feeling is you're also being nage too, because you're coming in this way and then taking that hand off your wrist. But the feeling here, you still use this feeling like so. Is that right? You got it?
I think so, but then show me where the hand goes after you've done this.
Oh, so once you've done that, in here, I've now grabbed the hand that's on top of my wrist.
Okay.
Here. You're extending out behind you, but that extension is coming from your center. Turn, and then you do Kokyunage throw. Again, should I do it again for you?
Yeah. Let me line up with you so I'm doing it the same way you are.
Okay, I'm gonna
Mixed up.
turn. No, that's not
Or
gonna
if you
help.
do it, actually, if you do it facing away from us, that might be helpful.
Maybe you have to be able to see it so much. I'm doing it at an angle.
Okay.
So from here, do it this way. So from here, I'm at left kami.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stepping in, bending the elbow, in. Now, the way that we're figuring it is Uke has grabbed my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that wrist is on here. I'm coming in. I'm now putting my hand on top of that wrist, and for practice purposes, I'm using my wrist as just a substitute for that feeling. But now we have here, this hand goes back this way as I continue to look here. Then I spin the forward leg around to the throw. Go ahead. Look forward. No. Look forward. Sam.
Oh.
Slide forward. So from here, slide forward, and this hand goes back. Now you turn.
And you turn by taking the back leg forward.
Turn by pivoting on your front leg.
Okay. Oh, and okay. And then that same hand that just pulled that becomes the throwing hand too.
Correct.
Okay, now I get it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Let me mute again.
Okay. Actually, I was wrong. There are 3 additional exercises. 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's the difference? Rimi Tenchinage. Tsukubikosa. Udioroshi. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's Arimi Takubi Kosatori. And correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't looked at this since like 1986. So is it this one? That'd be Kotegaeshi. That's not right.
Oh, it's where you come up this way and.
Oh, right. Okay, so up here. Okay, this is interesting. This one is interesting because this is, you think that your elbow is coming in and jamming in like so, or that's pulling up like so as you come in to grab underneath. But I think, Frank, you showed this to me in my much younger days. So you want to roll up here. Roll up. Now you grab here, and now you do your technique. That sound about right, Nick? Wait, you're on mute. What? You're still on mute. Still on mute.
We're not good lip readers.
There you go.
I'm not sure it was me, but I'll take credit for it.
Okay. Okay. And on top of that, on top of the rotational up, you also can be twisting here. So you got uke holding, actually from this upper position. Now you can twist here and now come around. Okay, moving on. Let's work on Tenchinage, Arimi. So from here.
Looks like some Karate Kid action going on there.
Where? What I'm doing? Where? With me?
He's on mute again.
Sam, you're on mute.
Oh, who's the guy with glasses and mustache? Who's on my screen?
That would be me. Yeah.
Okay.
Mike.
Tell me your name again. Mike.
Karate Kid action because I bring my leg up.
Yeah, because
Mike is doing a sort of modified Tohei hop there.
Yeah.
As I always think this hand comes up, this knee comes up and then comes back down. It's the way.
Yeah,
One of
Tohei
better balance than I do.
used to do the real. Jump.
Yeah, well, yeah, the jumper, boom, boom, and then it's a devastating drive into the ground.
Sam, for your benefit, you can also hover your cursor over the screen of the person you're looking for. And
Yeah.
so, for example, Mike says Mike Cheney on there.
It does.
Mine is an iPad, so I don't know how to hover an iPad cursor. It's
Okay,
a tablet.
your guest. Okay, anyway. Okay, but what's more to me,
Okay.
you know, that Tohei move is a result of his stature.
Hmm.
So he's shorter. He had to come up and come down. But one of the things that I've noticed is that as you're doing this technique, coming in, and here, this motion, apart from the fact that this comes from a hip throw, we'll disregard that for right now. But from here, the feeling of that bowing sensation in here, that contraction taking place. Or you can think of it as a driving down of your legs. Your legs are rotating in here and you're driving down.
But your legs and arms are kind of connected in all of this, right? I mean, they're not separate. That's why you bring them up, you bring them down.
Exactly.
I mean, that's how Trey taught me. So
You're going to have this going on too.
I was wondering when you're going to talk about that counter rotation. This is a big one
Yeah.
for, you know.
Let's see how you do with that. Andrew, you got it? That rotation down there? What's your other hand doing? What's your backhand doing, Andrew? Okay.
Yeah, pointing down to the.
It could be rotating too. And as you come in, here, in,
You kind of have to save some of that rotation for the throw. Can't use it all up on the windup.
no, this is the throw part. From here,
Using some of it there, and then
in,
use it there.
down.
Yeah.
Up, and you turn it over. You wind this way, and then you wind back.
Yep. And then the backhand is important too.
But it's actually not in the back, though.
Well,
In the front. Yeah.
well, if you are making a little bit of a, I think of it as a backhand, but in here, as you're coming in, your shoulders forward. This hand now is back behind.
Well, that hand should be when we're actually throwing. It should be forward.
Yeah. Should
Well,
never go back.
I got dinged way too many times for not doing that.
yeah. I mean, yes. Traditionally, that's the case. Yes. Yeah. But so that hand, yeah, you could be in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way I usually, for what it's worth, just in terms of my mental imaging, is the beginning. I think I'm starting in Hanmi, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going for it's an elbow strike to the solar plexus,
Right.
which squares up your shoulders. You're pretty square to the person. Then you turn over and then rotate from there.
Right.
But I envision an elbow strike to the solar plexus, not because I may necessarily do it, but because it keeps me honest to the center line.
Okay.
But that's just my little visualization.
Well, by putting it there, you take Uke's hand this way, right? I mean, it drives it this way, so his elbows come out this way. So takes him off.
Yep.
Off, you know,
Yeah.
kilter. It's Kazushi. It's part of your Kazushi.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What I
Go ahead.
imagine with you've got the down hand and the up hand, right?
Yep.
So what I imagine with the down hand is that it's eventually going to be behind you.
No,
You're going down initially,
no,
and then when you take your
No.
step and you turn sideways, no?
no,
No.
no.
The
That or-
way we normally learn Tenshinage, as someone just
Mhm.
pointed out, is coming in here, and then this hand is leaning forward. Still, that takes the person off balance like this.
Oh, you
Okay.
still keep it forward. I was just thinking for solo practice, maybe you let it go behind you. But I was thinking for
Yeah.
solo practice, maybe you let it go behind you, even though in class you would actually keep it forward.
Worried about that as a bad, more inclined to
Maybe.
so that you end up in a position feels a bit like Funako go.
I'm losing you. I
Yep.
can't hear you, Andy.
Connection's not very good there.
Warren,
John.
I don't know if things have changed, but is Sensei still saying when you come forward with you bring your hand up, you bring it up from his center, you bring his energy up, and then you step in as you
Yes.
do it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And what I'm trying to also point out is that we normally think of this motion coming up this way, like straight in, like this. But what I'm suggesting is that there can also be a twisting in here, this feeling in here, as you come in, and then you're using your body to twist. Okay? So instead of here and then down in a very, I don't know which plane it is, but in a very longitudinal direction, I'd like to see this happening and that happening, this happening, okay? And not just down like so.
Well, yeah, that's the way you'll always see Sensei do it. I mean, he always like turns it out
Right.
this way. His thumb is out this way.
Yep.
His elbow is coming in, right? So it's got that turning.
And that's that elbow strike to the solar plexus.
Well-
It also gets your arm in the position you just described. It's almost like a short spoon because you end up with that.
No. I
But you don't want
I
that. You don't want that elbow to be, or that the wrist to be pulled back like that so much. Okay, so it's
It's up.
more vertical. Frank.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, this forward hand, it's really the hand that begins to drive you back. It's the elbow, so you're coming up the midline. Right? It's the hand that moves you, and then the elbow sort of comes into that space as you go. But the first thing is sort of what John was saying, that it right, it sort of lifts you up. It brings your brain mind up. It starts to move uke back,
Big time.
and then the elbow kind of dominates that space, if you will, rather than thinking of it like a karate empty, right? You really sort of it's all part of think and motion, and then your hand winds up out here, right where we've all sort of agreed it should be.
Mhm.
And then as you throw, it comes over just the way Warren was saying.
And
This
since
is my understanding. I don't know if it's-
would always describe it. Yeah, the elbow thing for me is more of a mnemonic in a way. It's like it's like scaffolding for the form in the sense that if the elbow is basically hitting solar plexus, you know that you're attacking center line. Not only that, but it's a good target. But Sensei always described it as an uppercut. It's just it's basically you're just clocking the guy on the chin and then coming in. I mean, that's another way to think of it. But he always calls it an uppercut.
I always thought he was going to hit me in the sternum with his
Yeah.
elbow, more than solar plexus. I mean,
Ah.
he has hit me in the sternum with the elbow. It's not a pleasant thing.
For
You
it.
feel that, you know? Oh,
Okay. Let's see. We have a few more techniques. I guess what we will do is we'll skip the Udioroshis, which is the Irimi and Tenkan. And we did Shihonage with the other exercise. We're not going to bother with Tenkan, but let's do Katatori. Oh, we did Katatori Ikkyo, and that was Irimi. We could do Hantai Tenkan, and let's just go over. We don't have much time. We have just a few moments left. So let's just repeat at the end what I did last time, which was the Kokudosa. And just for those who were not here, to benefit from that.
So you have it.
What's that? Okay. So Kokudosa, I don't know why I can't get a good angle on it now. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, that might be better. No, no. Okay. So if you are here, maybe that's it. Okay. So if we're in Seiza theoretically position. Okay, so from here, we all know this exercise of grabbing the wrist, etc. Okay, but the more challenging part is to have uke. Oh, that's better. Okay, so uke is, let's say, putting his or her weight onto your wrist, holding down. Okay, Sensei has shown that you can, and also Tohei has shown that you can move your here, moving your wrist up using your fingers and giving taking the slack out that way. Okay, but that's not always going to work. That can work, and that's fine. But I think a way that's a little bit more part of the Key Reimagined series is from here. You want to rotate, elbow down, shoulder down, moving forward. And now you're rotating around this pivot point where this hand is on here, especially the front part underneath. And that gives you the ability to overcome that weight and to be able to throw. So from there, once you're up, then you can do whatever you want to do. Any questions about that? Any thoughts? Okay. You want to just do it? You want to see if I can see what you guys are doing? Anybody? Okay, Andrew, let's see.
I'm trying to do this at the same time. Just dropping my center, and I guess closing, as you would call it.
No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. What you're actually doing is engaging all your muscles, all your fascia, all your tendons, and getting emotion that's going on and generating it from your center. But you don't have to collapse like that and to get underneath. So all you're doing, if you take your hand, this hand, for example, put one hand on top of the wrist and just practice that happening. And I don't think I'm collapsing. And I'm really thinking this elbow here, and it's not straightforward. You don't want to be going in a straight line because you'll just jam up there. So you drop your elbow.
It's a 45-degree angle forward almost.
Not 45. All you need is like 5 or 10 degrees here.
Forward.
Can you see how I'm turning?
Yeah.
The elbow's coming in, kind of like this.
This is one side,
Right.
not both at the same time.
Not so, I didn't hear what you said. Not so what?
Not both at the same time. It's one side, as if you're kind of trying to do, sort of standard kokyudosa.
Yeah, but you should be able to do both at the same. They're mirroring the same. It's a mirror image. So from one side you're here, the other side you're here, both the same there. But I'm just trying to illustrate one side because it's easier to see
Yeah.
what's happening.
Drop my elbows and not shrimp up,
Well, you don't want to drop them. I'm trying to get really specific about the movement here.
Yeah.
You don't want to be dropping elbow. What you're doing is you want to create that a non-linear line. Okay, and then having this motion from here. Elbow is coming below, but it's not dropping. Frank, does this make sense Tai Chi wise to you? Are you frozen, Frank? Looks like it's frozen.
I'm trying to connect it with what you said about abdominals, and I'm imagining diagonal abdominal movement.
Wait a second, I have two Cavellos here.
I just wonder, are you closing the shoulder joint?
One second, let me just kick the other one out.
In other words, you just,
Wouldn't you be kind of like your elbows moving in a little bit? I think it closes the shoulder joint if you do that rotation.
You could think of it that way. I'm actually thinking of it as being, if you're taking your center and moving up, rotating, like so. At the same time, look what's happening with my elbows.
Yeah.
Okay, so the same thing here. So it's I'm not thinking shoulders closing. Again, let me just say it again, is that we don't want to be thinking about isolating individual anatomical parts. We're not thinking shoulders are separate from the elbow. We're not thinking that, this is all happening on one continuum.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Frank, you were frozen for a while and gone. Are you back?
Yes. Yeah, are you? I can't see you at all. Kind of. I can't see you. There's a problem. I think it's my computer.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay. Maybe if you want to take a look at this when I upload it onto the Google Drive, you might just go to the last 5 minutes or whatever it is, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and take a look. It's after 7. It's so I'm going to stop the recording and have it